Since I will be discussing financial strategies in this video, I want to emphasize that none of this is financial advice. We're only conveying our own thoughts and strategies. There are a lot of ways to get wrecked in the crypto market, and sadly, most people have to experience them on their own before they truly learn and internalize the lessons. We've been through multiple market cycles with Giovanni over the many years we've been involved with crypto and seen it all. From hodling through massive crashes to betting on underperforming altcoins, there are a lot of common mistakes that new investors make. The common theme and reason why people make these mistakes is because they want to beat Bitcoin's performance. That's easier said than done, however, especially in the long term. But before talking about our strategy, I want to provide a little bit of context and give examples of the common mistakes new investors and traders make. The first mistake is choosing to buy too many altcoins over Bitcoin. This is a very common mistake. Some of you might feel the urge to take action and diversify. After all, that's what a good investor does, Let's buy a little bit of this and let's buy a little bit of that. But in reality, that's not diversification at all, because you're actually introducing more risk to your portfolio. When Bitcoin goes down 80%, altcoins usually go down about 90 or 95%, or God forbid, 100%. Now that's fine if you're aware of that and it's within your risk tolerance, but it's terrible if you did not foresee it and get caught with your pants down. Now, some of you might say, Saverio, why do you have to choose altcoins over Bitcoin? Why not just buy both? Well, anytime you choose to buy something other than Bitcoin, you're actually choosing to buy less Bitcoin to buy more of something else. So therefore, the question is whether that decision is justified, or will it be some kind of tragic opportunity cost compared to just holding Bitcoin? Now, let's take a look at the popular coins on CoinMarketCap. Perhaps some of you haven't gone through a lot of market cycles and this image is all you've known. Bitcoin as number 1, Ethereum as number 2, followed by other large cryptos such as BNB, Solana, XRP, Doge, Toncoin, etc. What if I told you that this relative stability is just a complete illusion? Let's use a helpful little tool called Wayback Machine and explore what CoinMarketCap actually looked like in previous market cycles. Let's go to an early cycle, and as you can see, the picture looks completely different. I can guarantee you that a lot of you have no idea what these coins even are. And I can just choose a different year here on Wayback Machine, and still the picture looks very different. And you can see that there's a constant battle between different coins. One coin or token overtakes another one, then some new coin pops out of nowhere and rushes past all the other cryptos. And it is very easy to pick a particular coin and then get completely married to it. Perhaps you start searching for video titles that confirm your bias of that particular crypto going to the moon, and your mentality completely changes, and you starts to look something like, please go to the moon, please go to the moon. You can find any kind of opinion you want on the internet, so it's very easy to get trapped in an echo chamber. Then you start ignoring all of the negative signs that don't validate your bias. In the short term, altcoins can actually greatly outperform Bitcoin and bring a sense of euphoria. However, you still have to be the one who picked the correct coin out of thousands. And, even then you have to know when to exit, because in the long term, most altcoins get forgotten or just underperform while Bitcoin just keeps growing. And there are a lot of charts that illustrate this perfectly. I want to mention that we do not hate any altcoins, except for the ones that are designed to scam people, And we even have a dedicated channel on our Discord server for the people who want to discuss altcoins. After all, there are some coins out there that will have a bright future. Therefore, we welcome all cryptocurrency enthusiasts, altcoiners, and Bitcoin maximalists alike. We do, however, have to warn against common mistakes people make related to altcoin investing. The next mistake people make is using a lot of leverage in the hope of multiplying their Bitcoin. It's very easy to get lured into this trading style that is commonly referred to as degenerate. After all, there are, a lot of exchanges that promote their 100 or 200x leverage with the allure of becoming rich overnight. But it's a known fact that around 90% of the people who trade or invest lose all of their money. And once you start adding reckless leverage to the equation, the chances of someone becoming rich or actually just making it in general, drop to astronomically low levels, unless you're a genius who knows exactly what you're doing. Trading with leverage requires even more discipline and risk management, especially due to the obvious fact that you can get liquidated. And you don't have that problem if you're just buying and selling and holding, since you can theoretically wait for months or years on end while you're getting wrecked and still eventually recover when Bitcoin goes back up. The last mistake I want to mention before going to our own strategy is trading without a good plan or ignoring that plan due to emotions. And it's very easy to think that you can beat the market and predict what the next move is going to be based on some arbitrary indicators that have no scientific backing, or perhaps even just your own intuition. And it's very easy to think that you're the boss and you know what the next move is going to be, but remember that markets are designed to suck money out of you, and they will get the best of most people. If you're not beating Bitcoin's own long-term performance, then it's just better to hodl and do nothing. There's a very popular misconception that you cannot make enough money with Bitcoin anymore, and you need to find some kind of altcoin that has the potential to be the next Bitcoin, or choose some kind of reckless strategy that gets you nowhere. In reality, this belief is completely false, and Bitcoin's power law tells us that there is still plenty to be made in Bitcoin's next market cycles. And we currently see Bitcoin being around 64 times more valuable in 15 years or so. However, the reality is that if you own very little Bitcoin and expect to become a millionaire in just a few years, that's not realistic. You have to choose some kind of different approach. So if the returns offered by hodling such an amazing asset as Bitcoin are not quite enough, then we propose following our very simple strategy of doing just one simple buy and sell per market cycle, at least with part of your portfolio. And you can still have a hodl portfolio, but adding just a little bit of extra risk by actually taking profits close to Bitcoin's bull market peaks and rebuying near the bottom, it greatly increases your profitability, especially in the long term. And as Einstein says, compound interest is the eighth wonder of the world. Some critics will sarcastically say, oh, just buy the bottom and sell the top. Why didn't I think of that? Well, of course, it would be ridiculous to assume that we can do that perfectly. We cannot. And we would be fools if we were saying that, yeah, we're going to sell the exact top and buy the exact bottom. All we can do is follow our full power law model combined with our indicators to produce buy and sell signals, which historically have captured most, but not all of the gains that Bitcoin cycles have offered, without all of the downside of the bear markets. Therefore, it is obviously reasonable to account for the inefficiencies of our strategy and also for human error on the investor's part. Since we can project Bitcoin's growth to be 2 to the power of 6 or a 64x increase in the next 15 years or so, and around 1200x if you were to sell the tops and bottoms, we can then see that there's a huge realistic range of middle ground scenarios between those two numbers. This chart shows the gains using many potential efficiency levels. 50% efficiency is a completely reasonable goal for a disciplined investor, since our strategy has captured the lion's share of every previous market cycle. You can watch some examples of how we produce our buy and sell signals by checking out our indicators guides. I will link them in the description. Even investing with 20% efficiency greatly outperforms just buying and holding, and every following market cycle compounds the benefits of taking some profits. So all our strategy requires is just one simple buy and sell per market cycle to massively outperform buying and holding. And if our strategy continues to produce even a fraction of the gains it has in the past, then you're going to be set. No risky gambling needed, just a lot of patience, emotional control, and discipline. Now, if there are some people who want to take on more risk with, let's say, a small part of their portfolio, it is in theory possible to add shorting to that strategy, which would have a theoretical limit of 4096x in 15 years without even adding extra leverage. This is, of course, does not account for inefficiencies, but even a small fraction of that would be absolutely insane. So, in conclusion, we know that even just hodling Bitcoin over the next 15 years or so will be a great strategy, and we estimate a growth of around 64x. If you follow our power law strategy with even just part of your portfolio dedicated to that, it should be possible to get a number somewhere between 64x and 1200x with just one simple buy and sell for every market cycle, according to our current projections. Adding shorting without extra leverage bumps the theoretical limit up to 4096x, assuming realistically unachievable efficiency. All of these approaches can make life-changing gains depending on the size of your initial investment and further DCA additions. Of course, none of this is financial advice, and everyone has to choose their own strategy. All we can do is tell you what we are doing. Personally, I'm completely fine with just buying and selling Bitcoin with a dedicated part of my portfolio, while also keeping a HODL portfolio because I'm more risk averse. Well, as risk averse as you can get in the world of crypto. If you're even more risk averse and only want to DCA, you can simply choose to stop or reduce your DCAing near the tops by following our model and saving that extra money for when Bitcoin presents a better value. So everybody can find value in our model. Now compare any of these approaches I mentioned with gambling, using high leverage, or trading without a good plan, or choosing some kind of small altcoin in the hopes that it will go up 1000x. Which do you think has the better chance of succeeding? I will leave you with that closing thoughts. And this is Saverio speaking, and as always, thanks for watching. If you wish to support the making of our videos, research, and indicators, you can join one of our very affordable Patreon tiers and gain access to our Power Law TradingView indicators that help you understand where we currently are in Bitcoin's market cycle. In addition, you get to join our active Discord community, teeming with fascinating discussions and online lectures. We're looking forward to meeting you on our Discord server.